It's no secret that Ethereum has scalability issues, with gas fees now getting to the point where a $5 .eth domain will run you over $300 in gas fees. The problem is that implementing a solution to this into Ethereum itself will be an incredibly slow and long process. This is where Polygon comes in, providing a layer 2 to not only Ethereum but also Ethereum-based chains that allows for scalability and much lower gas fees on top of the Ethereum EVM. Anything that can run on Ethereum can run on Polygon. So stick around and let's talk about it. Hey guys, I'm Sprag, and one thing that really couldn't have been foreseen when Ethereum was conceptualized was just how much its popularity would come to hinder its usability. Despite the fact that Ethereum is arguably the most important and also the most promising project in the crypto space, the high gas fees and transaction throughput are really hurting its mainstream usability. These two things are some massive hurdles that really need to be overcome, and soon. The problem is, this is just going to continue to get worse and worse until the solution is implemented, because more and more dApps are being built on Ethereum, which is just adding to the congestion. This is why back in 2017, the original 3 founders of MATIC set out to create a layer 2 that would solve these issues and allow people to build on Ethereum and take advantage of all of the benefits that Ethereum has to offer without having to pay the insane gas fees or deal with the low transaction throughput. Despite choosing Ethereum as the first target for MATIC, it will actually work on any Ethereum compatible blockchains. They also have plans to roll this out to other blockchains in the future, allowing for interoperability. To call Polygon just a layer 2 solution, however, would be doing it a disservice, with Plasma sidechains, EVM sidechains, and a view to creating even more intricate layer 2 solutions such as optimistic rollups in the future. This is where the scalability of Plasma would be sacrificed, but a sidechain running an OVM or optimistic virtual machine would be created, allowing any code that could run on Ethereum to run on Polygon. And if you want to learn more about the EVM or Ethereum virtual machine, check out my video here. Polygon uses proof of stake, and to do this, they use the Tendermint consensus protocol, but a modified version of it. This modified version deals with block production, selecting block producers, and checkpointing. Polygon works by having 3 distinct layers: Bohr, the block production layer; Heimdall, the proof of stake security layer; and then the smart contract running on Ethereum itself. Starting with Bohr, this layer's entire purpose is to take block producers and then aggregate transactions on the Polygon network into blocks that can then be sent to Heimdall for validation. To select block producers, all the validators are given a number of slots based on how much they have at stake. This pool of slots is then shuffled, and the chain will choose as many block producers as it needs to fill the number of transactions currently going on. Once the blocks have been created, it's on to Heimdall to actually validate the newly formed blocks and also checkpoint them. After a certain number of blocks have been produced by Bohr, a validator in the Heimdall layer will then be chosen to first validate the blocks, and then turn them into a hash tree that can be published back to the Ethereum main chain. Since the staking is actually performed by the Ethereum smart contract, it means the security of MATIC is actually just inherited from Ethereum, and one bad validator isn't going to be enough to take the network down. Alongside the staking smart contract, there is also delegation management and then the Plasma smart contract too. As I mentioned, MATIC's goal within the crypto space is to build an internet of blockchains on top of Ethereum and any other future chains that they move to. This they felt was not properly represented in the MATIC name. This is why earlier this year they rebranded as Polygon, which was to signify their move away from their original goal and into being the polka dot of Ethereum. This rebranding can be somewhat confusing because the token itself is still called MATIC. However, I think as long as all future projects within the Polygon ecosystem continue to use the MATIC token, this shouldn't be too much of an issue. And while this name change might seem a little needless, I actually think it was a great move, signifying their change away from a single solution to a variety of solutions such as ZK rollups, optimistic rollups, and more. If you'd like to see me do a dedicated video on how each of the different layer 2 solutions currently in the space work, please leave me a comment down below and consider subscribing. But Sprag, you might be saying, what is the point of Polygon if ETH 2.0 is going to be coming within the next year? And it's a valid question, but while the initial goal of Polygon was to solve the scalability issues in Ethereum, what's grown from it has become far more than that. In fact, data sharding, a feature coming in ETH 2.0, was built specifically with layer 2 solutions in mind, allowing both the base chain and the layer 2 two to work much more in tandem with each other. It's too easy in the crypto space to think of chains like the One Ring, where if one does something much better than the rest of them, that it will kill off every other chain. But in reality, just because we know what the plan for ETH 2.0 is, we don't know what the plan for Polygon with ETH 2.0 is. This means that while ETH 2.0 is going to solve a lot of the problems that Polygon initially set out to solve, this doesn't mean that Polygon can't in the future solve other issues that will inevitably be caused by ETH 2.0. Additionally, ETH 2.0 isn't here yet, and developers are wanting to build on the chain. This means it makes so much more sense for them to just build on Polygon, knowing that it's not really going to go anywhere even when ETH 2.0 rolls out, which means that the more infrastructure and applications are built on Polygon, the more likely it is to stick around just because people realize its merits now. From a developer standpoint and from a company standpoint, building something now is much better than waiting for the perfect solution to come out later. So I'd be very surprised if any companies are waiting for ETH 2.0 before they build their applications and instead aren't just jumping on the existing layer 2 solutions. And speaking of people building, how is Polygon actually doing when it compares to Ethereum for number of apps and DAOs built on its platform? Extremely well. Firstly, this year MATIC actually managed to flip Ethereum for daily active addresses, which is suspected to have been caused by the rise in Ethereum gas fees getting back up to the point where even doing a simple transaction was costing you tens of dollars. On top of this, there was actually more transactions going on the MATIC network than there was on Ethereum during this period of time, again probably attributed to the gas fees. In terms of DeFi, Aave, a lending platform I covered in a previous video, holds the title for the highest total value locked on the Polygon chain. According to DeFi Llama, it holds 39% of the total value locked on Polygon, followed closely by QuickSwap, which is a Polygon-only swapping service. Another area in which Polygon seems to be gaining some surprising market dominance is within the gaming market. Using a tool I wrote to analyze which of the coins would have been the best coin to DCA into over the course of this entire bull run, it comes as no surprise that Axie Infinity, along with Polygon itself, features in the top 3. And for those that don't know, Axie Infinity is a game sort of like Pokemon built on top of Ethereum that recently was valued at $30 million, making Sky Mavis, the company that created Axie Infinity, the 5th largest video game producer on the planet. While not built on or connected to Polygon in any way, Axie Infinity just goes to show how massive the blockchain gaming market is. This is presumably because games like Axie Infinity allow you to make money from crypto without necessarily having a huge amount of capital to do so. On the Polygon network alone, there is 59 registered games, with the largest of these being Arc 8, which also happens to be the 3rd largest blockchain game, full stop. Arc 8 has over $1 billion worth of locked value behind it, and also has an average of 19,000 players a day. This goes to show that not only is blockchain gaming becoming a massive forefront of the crypto scene, but also that Polygon is right there at the top of the rankings for the biggest games right now. On the supply and distribution side of things, as of October 2021, the final MATIC tokens were distributed, bringing the total supply up to 10 billion, with the circulating supply being 7 billion. In terms of distribution, ignoring the largest group, which is the ecosystem itself, the two largest groups of holders are those from the Launchpad sale, holding 19%, and the Polygon Foundation themselves, also holding 19%. It should be noted that between May 2021 and now, the only two groups to actually increase their percentage holding were the Polygon Foundation and Polygon team. Polygon have, however, released a breakdown of how they intend to use the Foundation's tokens, and it mainly boils down to technical development and legal. As I've said in a previous video, when looking at coins, an incredibly important metric is looking at the whales and the number of holders, and in the case of MATIC, this actually looks really good. The top 2 whales for Polygon are actually the vesting and staking smart contracts. The 3rd biggest whale is the Foundation themselves, and then the 4th and 5th are also smart contracts built on top of Polygon. This means the first real Polygon whales are the 6th and 7th largest holders, with only 5 people holding more than 1% of the total supply by themselves. Since Polygon has previously mentioned how they will be the Polkadot of Ethereum, if we actually compare their wallet holders with Polkadot, we can see that the top 10 individual wallets, so not company-owned wallets for Polkadot, hold 25% of the total supply, whereas for MATIC, it's only 15%. But it's time for my concerns, and for MATIC, I only have one, and it's actually already something I mentioned in this video. and that's ETH 2.0. While I don't think by any means that ETH 2.0 is going to kill Polygon off, or that Polygon will really suffer all that much from ETH 2.0 coming out, it's impossible to say just how tempting ETH 2.0 will be to build on compared to a layer 2 solution like Polygon. Right now, utility and cost are two major things that might sway a developer to use Polygon over Ethereum. However, if ETH 2.0 manages to solve the gas fee problem as much as they say it will, then that means that the only motivating factor to move to Polygon instead of using Ethereum will be the utility the chain can provide. However, if Polygon manage to stick to their current roadmap, then this actually shouldn't be too much of a concern, because even though the price of gas on Ethereum will come down, the utility of the Polygon ecosystem will far outshine Ethereum. The one market area I think Polygon will really struggle with once ETH 2.0 comes out, however, is in the NFT market, where the number one concern for choosing a chain basically boils down to cost. How cheap is it to transact in NFTs? If ETH 2.0 matches or is cheaper than Polygon in this aspect in the future, then the NFT market will most likely entirely move back to Ethereum, because there's no major benefit to them being built on top of Polygon. However, regardless of this, I still think Polygon is an incredibly strong project, and I think any developer looking to get building on the Ethereum platform today would be dumb not to choose to build on Polygon instead. And their roadmap is currently set up to just take them further and further out into the lead as the best layer 2 solution. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, please leave me a like and a comment down below, and do consider subscribing. Thanks, bye.